Okay, so apparently my camera only lets me shoot 10 minutes of footage at a time. That would have been handy to know before I started, but never mind. So yeah, as I was saying, hand very reminiscent of one of the masterpieces, Masterpiece Prime I think it was. Yeah, I can't remember what I've actually said, but we'll crack on. To attach to this bit, you can see there's a square hole in the end there, and there are two on the attachment piece, two little buttons either side, and what you need to do is you need to press both those buttons, and then that just slides in, and once it's in, it's lovely and tight. I'm giving that a good old yank and that ain't going anywhere. That's an absolutely solid connection. Again, with the ratchety elbow, you've got a bicep swivel, and that's your right arm. And then on Bulldozer, it's pretty much the same really. You loosen the treads, this whole bit pulls out the middle, straighten everything out, give that a nice satisfying click. These clip back from whence they came, and then yep, and then that goes down like that. There is a big hole there. This covers the hole. People have been moaning about that, and I really don't see why. It looks fine on the shoulder. It doesn't look any different from that to that really. If anything, it looks better because it looks a little bit more centered. When you think the shoulder's going to be there, that's going to be up there. It looks fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And then of course, same again. That cracks open, hand folds out, that cracks closed. Take the hand, open the fingers, swivel the thumb, press the buttons, one docks inside the other, and there we go. There's our left arm. Very nice together, very nice. Bulky shoulders, like I say, it's slightly Menosaur syndrome. I mean, there's not much actual transformation going on there. That's basically your excavator on an arm, but it's very G1 styly. I admit it's not as good as Hercules. I do like the Hercules arm transformations, I must admit. I do like the IDW comic book style where the treads form the forearms, but I prefer everything else about these guys to Hercules, so it's something I'm happy with. I'm not worried about it in the slightest. And then as our comparison, if we bring in the other famous third party big boy, we bring in Colossus. As you can see from the actual shoulder piece itself, top arms, the biceps, a little bit longer on Giant from the actual shoulder to where the elbow moves. A little bit longer on Giant. The forearms, a little bit shorter. Certainly a little bit shorter than Blast Off. Hands are about the same size. Ooh, get that in camera. And then on this side again, from the actual shoulder connection point, biceps are a little bit longer, forearms are a little bit shorter, hands about the same size. So arm size, he's going to be about the same arms length as Colossus, Bruticus, whatever you want to call him. Going to be about the same. I think he'll be a bit, I don't know if he will be broader as such really. Probably about the same. With these bits sticking out, it'll probably give the illusion of being a bit broader, but that we won't know until the other guys are released. So again, to separate, you've got the two little buttons there, give them a squeeze, and then that comes apart. And on this one, give them a squeeze, that comes apart. So let's get these boys into their robot modes, because the robot modes for me is what sets them apart from, I would say, any other third-party products I've got. Most Hasbro stuff, to be honest, and well, you'll see. So again, separate the legs. Waist piece swivels down. Now, this is a slight bone of contention because they do have a waist swivel. They do have a very good waist swivel, 360 degrees. But on the back of the waist is your attachment point for the back kibble. Now, I've gone on record as saying the back kibble doesn't bother me that much, and it doesn't. I mean, as backpacks go, there's worse backpacks around. There really is. I just think with the way that basically forms, that's going to be your shoulder. That's going to be your bicep. I just think you could have connected that in there. It could have been connected in there and it wouldn't have affected the robot mode so much. See, you have a hollow in the back and you can't hide the back kibble away in what's going to be his back. You can, if it will come apart with a satisfying click, that can be hidden aside in there. That compacts it up a bit, but then you lose the lovely waist swivel. It does shore up the rocky waist because it has got a little bit of a rocky waist. It shores that up a little bit. But there is another attachment point they could have used if they had wanted. Minor quibble. Like I say, it doesn't hugely bother me. And I think it's... We'll wait and see when everything's connected properly and we can actually see how much range of motion we really do get out of the arms. But, nah, it'll do. It'll do. Leg transformation. Snap at the knee. Snap at the knee. And I really like this bit because you just push those back and again just satisfying clicks all around. Swivel the knees around, feet fold back, those are on ball joints, and then swivel at the ankles. And then on the back you've got this bit that folds down, form his heel spurs. That's his legs. Then to form his arms, that whole bit just basically splits. Forearms fold down. That bit folds up out of the way. Again, minor quibble with this guy. This is the only bit of his transformation I don't really like. It's his head. Now his head starts off out here, and basically you need to swivel it back there. It's not... There's no clearance. It sort of gets stuck there. You've got to sort of finagle it over the top of his chest there and swing it back, and then it doesn't really peg into anything. There's a tiny little peg at the back there and a tiny little groove, and that's it. It's the whole thing that's holding his head steady. It's not a massive issue and it looks alright. It's just again, something that could have been done slightly better. But never mind. Right. I think I'm going to run out of my 10 minutes time, so I'll stop it there and then we'll